What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Dylan, the Techno Giz guy, and today my printer is getting an upgrade. How are you beautiful ladies and gentlemen doing this lovely day? So today we are not messing with a normal printer. Don't worry. I am an IT guy and I've been doing this enough to know that we don't like printers around here. Printers are the enemy. No. Today we will be messing with my 3D printer. About a year ago, I bought a Bambu Labs P1P printer. It's been really good. I don't know what else to say about it. I haven't had any issues with it. I have had to use a lot of glue because the P1P is not sealed in, so it doesn't really keep heat in that well. So some of my prints have gotten messed up because of that, especially with things like ABS, where they kind of like to keep a little bit of that heat in just a little bit. One of the things I got was the upgrade kit to put the walls and the top and the front glass door on my P1P. The main event that I picked up to upgrade my printer was the Bambu AMS system. This is the system that lets you put 4 filaments in and it will keep them dry and it will auto switch between them if you tell the software to do that. I don't actually need it to switch anything I want to change color around or anything like that. I can just paint it or print it in the color that I want it to be in. But one big problem I do run into down here in my office is moisture. I can't do anything about it, and it ruins filament. And if I'm not 3D printing all the time, my filament is just sitting there collecting that moisture. I do plan to build a storage solution for long-term filament, for the filaments that I really don't use all that often, like my clear filament, or I have filament that glows in the dark. I'm not going to be using all those at all the same time. And I only have one AMS. You can hook more up to the printer, but I don't need that many, and they're expensive. But today, I'm going to show you guys the AMS. We're going to unbox it. We're going to get it installed in the printer. We're going to get the walls and the glass door put on. You guys are going to get to see how to build all that. Then we're going to print a Benchy and see how it all comes together. We're here over at the printer. I will turn the printer off in a second. I just have to wait for the filament to unload. So I'm currently waiting for this to heat up. And once it's done heating up, pull the filament off and we'll be all good. So the printer is fully unloaded and powered down. So I'm going to put the panels on first, and then we'll put the AMS on. So I have everything for the side panel kit pulled out, and I haven't quite pulled them out of the boxes yet. I wanted to take a second and just kind of mention something here. I am not like super big, like we got to save the environment guy. I think we should try, but also I think we should be logical and reasonable about it and approach it as such. However, I absolutely can't ignore this. This is so much trash. Literally almost every single one of these boxes came in one of these white envelopes. I did not unbox the rest of these so that way I could show this. They all came in like these white envelopes. And then inside here is the box. And then I'm sure inside the box there's more packing material. I understand cardboard is biodegradable. This stuff probably is too, but it's like, it's just so much trash. It's just so much waste. Even if it is biodegradable, it's why? I severely underestimated how many boxes were in that other box. Okay, I don't know if you guys will be able to see me that well. Hello. Holy crap. This is a lot of stuff. This isn't even all. I still have another box over here on the ground. It's another side panel. This is what all you get with the upgrade kit. What do we got here? Starting up top here so I can clear the table off. This is a front cover. So this is actually gonna come over here on the front. We have a chamber temperature regulator fan, so another fan to go in there. We have a control board fan, so another fan. We have a mounting kit for the front door. So it's actually a really nice glass panel front door that swings, and this is the hinge kit that will mount on. We have an auxiliary part cooling fan for labeled general auxiliary. So I don't know why it's labeled general auxiliary. Maybe they have a major auxiliary or maybe even a kernel auxiliary. That was a terrible joke. We have a cable chain. So what this does is there's actually a cable up here that we'll see later. This actually kind of protects it while it's moving around and whatnot. So keeps it from getting snagged on anything. We have a tool head cable, which the box is a little crushed. Hopefully this is okay. I bought this just in case I ever wanted to get another AMS. This is the AMS hub. This is not included with the panel kit. This is something you can get from Bambu Labs with the AMS unit as an add-on. What this allows you to do is connect up to 4 AMS units to one printer. One printer with a hub, you can do up to 16 different filaments. That's actually really cool. We'll cover it, but this is a metal panel that is going to replace the panel that is already on the back, and this is going to go all the way up to the top. So this will give it more protection, more thermal insulation, better printer. This is the glass cover plate. What this is it's the top glass plate that sits on this printer. Then we have the front glass door. This is the left side panel, and then obviously I have a right side panel, and these will get screwed onto the printer. So now that my table is cleared off and my entire mess has moved to the floor, I'm going to start assembling, and I will provide commentary as needed. I'm going to pull the tool head assembly apart because one of the first things I'm going to do is the cable chain. After I pull the tool head assembly apart, I'm also going to pull the back panel off. I will show you guys how to do this. So to pull your tool head assembly apart, you just pull the front off nice and easy. It's just magnetic. Very gently unclip the little electrical connector. You're going to have 2 things on your tool head assembly if you're doing the same upgrade. You're going to have the power cable and the filament. To remove the filament thing, just push down on the little black nylon ring and then pull the tube out. So I'm going to use the little Allen key, and I'm going to pull the back of the tool head assembly off. The reason I'm going to do that is so that way I can get this cable out for power. There's not an easy way for me to get the shot of me pulling these screws out. All right, once you guys have those 4 screws removed on the back of this, the back cover will just come right off. It's going to use the same size Torque T6 bit. There's going to be 3 screws. We're just going to pull that little board off because we got to actually get to the connector underneath of it, which admittedly I will say this isn't the best, but if you can go through this, you will probably know everything there is to know about your printer, which you should, because while these are great machines, they are still machines. You will need to service them occasionally. And if you think you're just going to buy it and it's just going to work all the time, I have news for you. It's not. Even the nicest 3D printers need maintenance to stay nice. So if you're getting one of these, just be comfortable taking it apart, be comfortable unscrewing things, messing with the wires, and, there's plenty of documentation. So if you get screwed up, you can always go find a video or a guide on how to get through it. Once you have the 3 screws off, I'm going to pull the board out very gently, and I'm just going to unplug that power cable. Pull it out, and now we have the power cable and the filament sender through. I'm going to leave that board just dangling for now because we're going to have to get the other power cable in there. In this kit comes a new filament spool thing and a upgraded power cable, so we're going to use that instead. Pull the back panel off. I'm going to pull my little filament thing off here, put the screws off to the side, and let's pull the back panel off. So we're just going to run around the perimeter of the back panel and pull this off. I'm going to pull all of the screws out of the back panel, including the 2 for the chute, because we're going to pull the chute out as well. We're going to leave the back panel off for basically all of this, because a lot of the electrical upgrades we have to do involve stuff right here. So we're just going to leave the panel off so we can get to all that. And of course, we have a new panel anyway, so we're going to be swapping this out for the full-size back panel that covers all the way up. All right, after about 7 million screws later, the back panel is off. I'm going to use my little T6 to pop these 2 little screws out here so I can get the little trash chute out of the printer. All right, we got the chute out. So now we got to pull this power cable out, which comes down and goes right here. So this cable sits in the top left of the circuit board. There is a spring-loaded little pin. Do not just rip it out. It does not just come out. All right, we're going to open up the tool head cable. I don't really know what the difference is with this cable. It's supposed to be heavier duty, but to my eye, it looks like it's the same cable. Maybe a little shorter. No, it's the same length. So I'm going to route this cable down the way that I pulled the old one out. Now that it's down here, just going to pull this down nice and gentle. Don't want to kind of snag anything or tear anything. We're just going to plug this cable right back into where we got it from. Happy little printer noises. All right, let's pull out the cable chain. The tool head is all back together now, so now I'm going to wrestle with it and get the chain put in. With the cable chain, there's going to be a little right angle adapter in the box. You're just going to slot that into the power cable assembly, and then the best way I found to do it was to bring the power cable up through the right adapter and then just put the chain in however you can get it. The chain has a nice little wire channel, so that way this will stay nice and secured. So I've got the camera, so you're going to bring the cable out, use the Y adapter, or use the right angle adapter. You want the bend to face the control panel, and then you're going to bring this here. I'm just going to leave this loose for now, so that way I can come back later and grab that gray panel that goes here, and it'll sit kind of right here. I'm going to get this kind of routed here, so also in the box with the cable tray, let me kind of... Okay, so it comes with one of these. This is going to go up here into the top, like so, and I'm just going to kind of press this in here, get it tight all around. And this is how our filament will get in and out of the printer. So this is what the plastic tray will look like once it's on. You'll have this little guy that'll stick here. You can have stuff that comes out. You'll have your little rubber gasket that comes in to bring your filament in. Your chain will come around and curve this way. Power cable will be inside of it. Of course, you'll have it linked here. That will go in there. Then we'll get the left side panel on. So you got to pull the heatsink off, and it goes right here. So there's two little tiny Allen key screws that go in there, and you're going to take the little tiny fan. So this guy that came with, this is the control board fan, and it's going to go back there, and it's going to be like angled so it will blow air over the heatsink. Okay. So the fan is going to sit into that little detent. So there's a little plastic detent that the fan will slide into, and there's a adhesive backing. Then you're going to route the wire up, and it's going to plug into that little tiny third down from the top slot. Okay, so I got the heatsink reinstalled, so you can see that there's the fan, there's the heatsink, plugs up into the top slot. Then you have to 3D print this part that holds this fan. It's basically an air duct. I'm going to link to the part I used, because the part that Bambu Labs has kind of sucks, but I'll link to it as well if you want to use the official one. I found this one seems to work a little bit better. Getting the fan on was annoying, so yeah, I had to take the foam seal off that it came with because it would not fit. And now that it's in there, I had to put it on in here. I can only get two of the screws in, because if I put the fan on first, it would not go in. So I want the airflow pointing that way because it's going to pull air in the back. It's going to suck it into this, ventilation chamber we just printed, and it's going to exhaust it up. I grabbed my fan wire, brought it over here, and we're going to plug this cable into the fan 1 slot. Fan 2 is going to be used for our side fan, and we're actually going to bring the side fan in and bring its cable into this little groove right here, so that way we can snake it down into the back. Put the chute back in, screw it in, put the back panel back on, or the new panel on, I should say, and then we're going to start putting on the side panels, starting with the left side panel. So now I'm going to install the right panel, which is going to be the same as the left panel, just without the fan. All right, we have the lid on. Now let's get the door on, and then we can start focusing on the AMS unit. Okay guys, so I'm opening up the AMS here. You guys, if you guys are looking at the footage that I have showing, see that once you get it unboxed, there are 4 reusable spools. So they give you these 4 reusable spools. These are really nice if you want to just buy filament that is not on a spool and just reuse these, or if you have filament that does not fit in the AMS, you can re-spool it to a spool that will fit. I'm not sure why I got 1 dark gray one and 1 light gray one, and 3 light gray ones. Alrighty, let's load the first filament into the AMS. Here I have some Bambu PLA Basic White. I think to load the AMS, all you have to do is to just put it in. Indeed. Alright, let's print a Benchy. Okay, so the print has been finished. This white one I printed in PLA. Benchy came out really good. I don't see any kind of issues. Even the overhangs look really good. But PLA is always easy on a Bambu printer. I have had nothing but problems with ABS. This Benchy was printed in ABS. As you can see, it also looks pretty much perfect. So definitely the panels, the front, the side helped, and the AMS I love because it automatically unloads the filament when you're done printing, and then when you go to print something else, you can just tell it which filament to use. So right now I have my normal PLA in there. This is transparent filament, this is glow-in-the-dark filament, and then this is just the black ABS. I did have to throw away one of my old rolls of ABS. It was a Hatchbox roll. I don't think it was particularly a bad brand. I think it's just been sitting so long, and when I tried to load it in, it had a bunch of snaps in it, so it was like broken. I kept having to refeed it, it was a problem. Also, I printed this. I found this tool on a YouTube video. This tool is a printable tool that is designed to remove the AMS components. So, like this hose here, you can stick this in here and just kind of push in and then pull out. So that makes it really easy to get that hose out if you need to replace this. The other side of it is used to get these little connectors off because Bambu Labs in their infinite wisdom put the little tab in the wrong direction. So you can print this. I'll leave a link to this model, but yeah, this printed pretty nice, and I just printed this in the clear PLA. Ultimately, we got the printer upgraded. Everything went smoothly. The AMS was definitely the easier portion to do, so it probably would have been easier if I would have read the directions. First and foremost, I did not read the Bambu Labs directions. I only watched a YouTube video on how to do this, and it was not actually a how-to video. It was just somebody else showing how to do it. However, he mentioned in that video that the Bambu Labs documentation is pretty terrible. If you follow the guide to the letter, it has you take things apart, rebuild them, and then take them apart again to put other parts in. That's stupid. We're not doing that. I had to 3D print that fan housing, which I didn't realize until I'd already started the project. So as I was halfway through the project, I had to put my printer back together and try to print the part. I tried to print it out of ABS, and that did not go well, so I printed it out of PLA. That went much better. The file that I printed is also not the file that Bambu Labs provides. The one I printed requires no supports at all, so that's why I went with it. It printed really nice, and it seems to work fine. I also did not seem to get a carbon filter for that new fan at all. I went through all of my stuff that I got, went through all the boxes, all the trash. I did not get a carbon filter or even a thing to put a filter in. So I don't know if that's an add-on item, but I definitely feel like that exhaust fan should have a filter of some kind. What do I think about the practicality of this upgrade? Is it worth it? If you already have a P1P and you are happy with it and you want better performance out of it, absolutely, I recommend closing it in. And of course, I recommend the AMS. The AMS is the best upgrade for this. I love that thing. Being able to load up 4 filaments, and it really handles auto switching. If you're using Bambu Labs filament, It will use the little NFC tags on their filament spools, and it will identify the filament and color for you. So ultimately, if you have a P1P and you want to upgrade, if you're looking to just get the AMS, it's worth it. If you're getting the AMS, you'll need to 3D print a bracket to hold the AMS, as there's no lid to the printer if you don't do the upgrade kit. If you go down the upgrade kit route, so far it's made my printer just run a lot better. Plus it made my printer way quieter. My printer is on the other side of my office. It's probably 20 feet from me. Even my printer being quieter than most printers, it's still kind of annoying when I'm printing. And I would oftentimes set long prints to just go overnight. With the Enclosure Kit, I barely hear it. I hear the fan running because we added 2 fans to that device that will run automatically when needed, but it's all sealed in and insulated, so it keeps the sound in really well. And the only exhaust ports for those fans are on the backside. So all the noise is going back away from me. Definitely improved the ABS performance. If you do not have a 3D printer and you're looking to get one, I would not recommend getting the P1P and then doing the upgrade kit. Just spend the extra money. I think it's like 70 extra bucks or 100 extra bucks to get the P1S, which is the exact same as the P1P. It just has the upgrade kit already. It's all closed in. And even like my printer, the front plate that they give you when you buy the upgrade kit says P1S. So basically I have upgraded my P1P to be a P1S. Even if you don't have a printer and you want to get a nice printer and you're looking to save a little bit of money, I'd still recommend the P1S. Only because if you ever want to do ABS or some of the other filament types that are, they need more heat, so they need more heat to stay inside the print bed to keep from warping and deforming and all that. You're going to want a sealed-in printer, and the upgrade kit, especially since Bambu Labs raised the price on it, it's just not worth doing it new. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Links to everything, of course, will be in the description. I'll have links for the different files that you have to print. I'll have links to the Bambu Labs guide. I'll have a link to that tool that I printed that makes life a little easier. And of course, I will have links to the parts to buy. I am also going to link to the P1S, because if you're watching this video and you don't have a printer, just go get the P1S. It's a great printer, fantastic, and it will have everything you need. Even if you don't get the AMS unit, the auto filament switching, the P1S is a fantastic printer. The P1P is great too. It just kind of sucks at ABS because it was naked. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm Dylan. Be peaceful.